Did a bit more work here on the back, getting ready to. Alright, I got my two side panels mocked up. I've got a bottom over there glued on it. I had a big hole in here where the cross member went across. I had to cut the floor out because it was too high, and it was about a 3-inch hole. So what I did was use some of that cardboard there, made a little template. I laid a couple of layers of fiberglass on it with wax paper. Put a couple boards on it so it'll squash it down flat. Those will be the flat edges that'll screw to the floor. And right there in the middle, you can see that's up about 1/2 inch or so. But I got a bunch of, I don't know, 5 or 6 pieces of cardboard in there, and it'll just pull right out. So I won't have the floor hitting anything, and I'll be able to screw it down. And this side looks good. Yeah, the fumes are bad here with this fiberglass. And you can see the other side over there. It's all fiberglassed in. That stuff's mostly cured. So I put a couple pieces on here to make this flat, threw some weight on it. So tomorrow that piece will be done. I've got it fitting real nice up in here. So I'll just do a little trimming. I'm going to weld a couple tabs on here to put my upholstery holders on it. Don't know what, maybe I'll put something right here in the back. I'm not sure yet. I think it'll be good enough with this toe board screwed into the board. A couple clips on here. I think that'll probably hold it in tight enough. Two clamps and some screws, and then I can finish cutting up the rest of this section I got in here. I may make a couple more fiberglass panels, I'm not sure, but I'll get this all sealed up good, and we'll have a good start at putting the upholstery in on the back now. I had enough of this red stuff. I measured it the first time and I bought 3 yards, and then I thought, man, it's going to be short. So I bought another yard. Turned out that it was measured right, so I got enough for both of these back panels. And I ordered another yard of this stuff, 40 inches by yard. So maybe I'll use that right there on the back, and that'll look real good. And then I'll bring the carpet up to the bottom of that 45 there. So that'll make the whole interior. It's 40 inches long, and that's going to be wider than 36 inches. And I have to get it long wise up and down. We'll see, maybe I'll make a couple little panels or something. But now we just let it dry and let this fiberglass cure, and tomorrow we'll tell the tale. I did a bit more work here on the back, getting ready to upholster my panels. I made me a fiberglass cover for this place where the cross member goes through the floor. I just filled it with cardboard, put wax paper and fiberglass on it, made myself a plate. It looks like it's holding down pretty good, and now I can go ahead and glue this silver stuff, glue it down on the floor, and I can start working on these side panels. So moving along here, I need to trim these up a little, get them straight. I probably need to weld some brackets on them to mount them. I probably put 2 in the front. I don't know what's going to happen there in the back. I believe I'll be okay. And I can probably weld one right there in that corner, a little angle. I'm not sure exactly what'll happen, but I can weld on that. And I don't really care if it burns the paint. It'll be on the inside where the tire is, so won't see that. So I think if I do the 2 fronts and 1 in the back, this top part will be good. It's awfully strong. It's got a 90-degree in there on that shelf, so should be good enough for that. Well, I got all the measuring done, and I got enough for 2 pieces there, and you can see how it goes over the top there. I just taped it on there, but now I'll go ahead and I don't even have to take this thing out. I know how big that is. I'll just take that other piece and put it up in there. There's what the passenger side's going to look like. Looks like I got plenty to cover that panel. Sort of helps pick up the whole car. It'll tie it all together when there's red like that all the way to the front. And we're not really after a beauty contest. We'll do the best we can, but it's right rod. Well, there's the driver's side with the shelf up in there. The lights turned down here. Let me turn it up. Now you can see the shelf a little better. I haven't glued it there on it. Again, took all day, but I welded 2 tabs. You can see where the 2 buttons are in the front on the inside of that door frame. Got a little gap back there in the back, and I did the same on the driver's side, about 3 inches below the hinge, 4 inches above the bottom. I got 2 tabs welded. This panel turned out a little better. I haven't trimmed the bottom up yet, but both of them went in good. And these I'm trouble with these button fasteners. What I've got now, I can get them in, but I have to ruin them to get them out. So that top one is not in real good, the bottom one is. Anyway, so that's what I got there. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up this floor. You can see there's one of the little tabs I made. That's going to hold it in fine. I don't think I need to put even more than those two in the front, and then a couple screws there in the bottom to hold it to the floor. So I'll go ahead and try to patch the rest of this up and seal any air leaks I might have with that silver stuff. Well, I got both panels in there, and I just unrolled this yard. It looks like a lot more than a yard. But it's maybe a half an inch. You see it right there, it's only a little bit short. Over there, it's almost perfect size. I don't know whether I ought to make a panel for it or what. But this really makes the interior pop now. It'll only go to well, I might as well just bring it right there to the bottom edge of the where the floor goes flat. I think I can, that's wood back there, so I think I can get that up in there and staple it to the wood. I'm not sure, but boy, that's I don't know where my tape measure is, but that looks like a lot more in the yard. Let me measure. Yeah, I laid the tape down there. That's 45 inches. So they gave me about 11 inches more than I ordered. Well, that's really nice of them, and it just happens to be that that's almost perfect for making my back. I could probably I got enough here to, you know, put a 6-inch piece on one side. I really don't want to do that because I don't have any way of sewing it. But it looks orange in this camera, but it's kind of red. Anyway, that's gonna make the back look real nice. I thought I had a extra piece, but it won't be. And I think I'm just gonna staple that to the board. because I've got the insulation on it. Maybe I'll spray that down with some glue, get it cut right, lay down in there, and then glue it in and just put a few staples in it. I should be able to do that without messing it up. I could put a couple buttons in it, I suppose. You know, the kind of hard to see there, but it's just a piece of plywood. I think I'll be able to just put some buttons on it for appearance. I can drill a hole in that wood real easy and stick a couple buttons on it. It's not going to be anything that you can remove. Once it's glued on there, it's permanent. Boy, this whole car's getting dirty again. Anyway, next step in the saga is building that piece. Well, here's another friendly installment here on your neighborhood 29 Chrysler build. I made that fiberglass piece there for the tunnel, and that I think that was already bent or something. I might have bent it myself, I don't know. But what I did was take some about 4-inch wide pieces of cardboard and made a panel that fit the door over there and over here, and it covers up this hole. So I think I can put that in there with some seam sealer and actually seal this up really good. So I've got all of the old carpet and shit out that not going to be needing. I needed to tilt that shifter forward like that so the cable would clear, and it needed to clear the seats too. But so I took my deal, I mixed up, well, I better clean up this fiberglass too, but I mixed up some fiberglass and got me a couple pieces about the size of that board there, and they're being clamped, so they'll be done in the morning, and then I can cut those out, screw them in, and then I can put the this aluminum foil stuff, sticky back, on the floorboard and cut it real good and seal it real good with that stuff too. And then I might have to trim the corners of my door panels or my kick panels. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I hope I don't have to do too much to them. Anyway, so this is the next step here, is to finish this up, get these panels put in it, and that'll seal it. And I'll go ahead and my whole goal was to get this window and everything working and the door panel on, and they're hitting the seat, but the further the seat is back, the better it is. So I got it where it's about right. It's not hitting too bad. And I got this all, I welded this here and here because it was only on this one place. So that made that pretty strong. I want to be able to pull on the door handle and close it. I don't know if it'll take a lot of slamming, but we can close it on top as long as the window's open. But anyway, that's what I'm working on, is trying to get this door on and get all the panels there mounted, and get this aluminum backed foam stuff here for the floorboard. Get that all on, and then only thing that'll be left, I'll have to pull the seats out. They're not even bolted in, and I can finish that up and poke my holes. But it just barely fits, boy. If those seats were another inch, yeah. Well, I'm not even hitting it yet, but I don't have the door panel on either. Yeah, we're catching on wires and stuff. So anyway, that's the next deal, is get that bottom sealed up. And I'll get that aluminum stuff on the firewall. I got a whole box of it, a big roll of it. And I think I'm gonna cover the inside of this with that stuff. And we'll see, maybe I can get it smooth enough that I can use that headliner over there and just glue it right to the insulation. Yeah, might have to put a couple little braces or brackets or something in there to hold it up. But that's good. This'll make this thing be able to drive in the rain. I mean, it could drive in the rain anyway, but it'll seal all the water out of the cab. I might get a little bit there in that transmission tunnel, but that rubber stuff will stop most of it. I don't think I'm going to be getting a lot of splashes up in there. You know, that's pretty high. I don't think I'll be going through water that deep. So anyway, that's what I'm doing now. We'll get this floorboard in, and then I can finalize where my door panels and kick panels go. And this will be the final mounting. I'll just go ahead, and then some of these things that are not mounting very good, I'll just put the permanent one in, and if I have to take it out, I'll worry about it then. But once I can get this floor cut up and glued down, it won't take much. I may make a box there for that shifter. I got some fiberglass hardening up here. I should make something there. Well, I had put the upholstery on this panel and put it in upside down. I put the upholstery on the wrong side. So I took it all off. Yeah, it was not a lot of fun, but I had enough to cut another piece. And I put a couple patches right here. This was cut right here, and so I put some new fiberglass in here to make this go straight down to the bolt, and I put a little groove in there so it'll clear the bolt. This up here is about ready to go over. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is on top, so it isn't going to be seen. So I've just about got this new panel made, covered, and it's all glued down good. I'll try to put it in, see what it looks like. Well, that went in there real nice. I've got room right here in the back, and it's almost flush with that seal there, and it covered up the front real well. Good enough. So looks a lot better than that big hole that was in it. So anyway, I'll brush this out and cut me another piece of insulation like that. Finish up this floorboard. And I need to do something with this shifter. I had some problems with the angle of the shifter itself. If it was flush, it really put that that cable. I had to cut a huge hole in there. So I've got it 2 inches in the back and half an inch in the front, inch and a half, half an inch. Anyway, it's at a pretty good angle. I probably need to make some kind of a fiberglass box for it. And I wound up cutting a big old hole in that floorboard. I'm going to put a piece of metal or something on that. But anyway, that's probably what I'll do after I get this floor in. I guess I can fabricate some kind of a cardboard box and then cover it with fiberglass. We'll see. Anyway, I'll get my insulation in here and see what happens.